All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we're here starting the progress on the rebuild. We gotta degrease, we gotta clean, and we gotta sand, we gotta paint. There's a ton of stuff to do, especially with these forks here. We got 3 sets of forks. Right here we got the original set. This is what we're gonna be keeping with the original sticker. We're gonna rebuild these with original dampers here. And then we've got a spare set here, which I figured this spare set is what we would put on this would be what we sell separately for cash back, because this damper is stuck up top and the spring is stuck. So I'm going to try and get this one extra damper spring off to put it in. If not, they'll just have to replace the one spring. I'm assuming if they're going to buy it, they probably already have a set that isn't working. And so they would have a spring to put in so they could save the money and not have to. One spring is $70 on eBay. Two of them is $100 before shipping, right? So they most likely already have one. Don't need to buy one, right? We'll set it up though. Unfortunately, there's no way to attach these properly so that they'll stay in place, because the top of the damper is bolted in here and the bottom is bolted in at the bottom here, which is what keeps it all together. What we're going to have to do is put some kind of like bungee cord around here, run it down, zip tie it here, continue it down, and then it's going to have to like zip tie around here, and then the bungee cord will come down and through the zip tie and be held in place in the front and in the back to hold them in place and allow you to get the full travel and not have to have them be welded solid, right? It might not look quite as good with the bungee cord. I'll give you that. I understand it might not look as good, but I want these forks to be usable, right? Same thing is going to go for these ones, the extra. We're going to put it on the not so good 3-wheeler and sell it, and it'll be the same setup. I have 2 springs for it. It shouldn't be an issue. So, yeah, it should go well. Also, this tank is done so far. We've put the oil in it, looking absolutely amazing. And I just received the new fuel valve. So I had to drill out the old strainer, the old input plastic piece, and put in the new one. And over here, we've got the wire brush wheel bits for the de-rustifying of the frame and the forks, right? There's these little edges here. I'd like to get into here and get all that with the sandpaper and the brushes there. Same thing goes for pretty much every one of them. There's some kind of rust here and there and missing paint, or like, if you look here, the paint has a nice straight line, while over here, it's missing. So the goal is to redo that line, get them looking like this. And for this one, it's just like repainting. We'll repaint it all. Everything will get a fresh coat of paint except the sticker, right? Cover up the sticker and give it a fresh coat. On here, there's no sticker anymore, right? So it doesn't really matter. So we're keeping the one with the sticker. And we're going to degrease all these parts. We're going to then throw them into the vinegar, which I've already off camera gone through and added the exhausts and the header pipe and all sorts of other bolts and screws and the springs and washers, fender bolts, wheel nuts, everything. I've also got sandpaper here, right, to go with the wheel brushes. We've got our electrical wire for the Kawasaki so that we can run a whole new wiring harness depending on what's needed. Same thing for the Hondas, depending on what's needed. We got the new seat for the Honda, the tank weld, the JB Weld tank weld stuff, the grease for all the bearings. Now, I've decided we're not going to be taking apart this rear end and redoing all the grease in it because there's no squeaking. Everything seems to be working, and I'd like to get it done at some point, but at the moment, we're going to put that on pause. That's a step we're going to skip over for the time being until everything is done, because oh man, I got to be honest, I'm overwhelmed by this project. I'm way overwhelmed. I'm way in over my head. I haven't slept in 2 weeks, literally no sleep. I'm not doing I love this stuff, but it's so overwhelming. I'm so worried that I've got scammed and I'm going to lose all my money. and it's just going to go horribly and nothing is going to work and none of the Hondas are going to run. The Kawasaki won't run. Like, I noticed all sorts of the bolts on the Kawasaki engine are missing, and like some of them are stripped, some of them are broken. Thankfully, yes, we have a spare engine here, but that doesn't change the fact that the engine that's on there has to have all those bolts drilled out and retapped. Now hopefully we can still get it running. I did just get the new ignition coil with the right, so it has an ignition coil wire for the spark plug. So we should be able to get some kind of spark and be able to test it and see how that's running. If we can get spark, I'll add some fuel. Hopefully we can get some oil in it and get it running, and hopefully it doesn't leak, right? That's the issue, right? With all of this, all these bolts missing, it could leak. I have no idea. There's very little oil in the tank right now. I'm a bit in over my head right now. I'm a bit stressed, but it's okay. We're gonna be making progress today. We've also got our inline fuel filter, and we've got the seat. We've got a micrometer here, so that way we can. This was so that we can measure the piston and the piston rings and a few other things, just to be safe than sorry. We've got the sandpaper for the wet sanding of the panels, depending on what needs to be done. We know the Kawasaki is 100% needing to be done, but I'm just not sure about the Honda panels here. A lot of them are very nice, so I don't think there's going to be much sanding for them when it comes to wet sanding. We have the second fuel valve here for the secondary fuel tank. And then we also have, finally, an NGK spark plug. One of each, right? We have two of them so that we can get this thing back up and running, the Hondas. Now, I've wanted one of these NGK spark plug boxes from Japan for a while, and we finally got one. This is so cool. I'm a box collector for some reason. Definitely gonna keep this. It looks so cool. Man, I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's just get straight into washing this stuff. We're going to bring it all out here. I've already got soapy water, so just give me a minute here, everyone. Alrighty, everyone. Well, check this out. So we got some hot soapy water here. Got a scrub brush. And the goal is literally just to try and scrub some of this oil off of here so that we can then put it in the vinegar bath and get all the rust off. Then, once all the rust is gone through the vinegar bath, to save on sandpaper and time and effort, we're going to then give it a fresh coat. We'll sand it down quickly with 80 grit sandpaper before painting, and then we'll give it a quick paint. This should turn out absolutely amazing. As nervous as I am about this whole project and, overwhelmed and whatnot, I'm also extremely excited. I've dreamed of having one of these Hondas since I was just a kid. So to finally have a barn find ATC and be able to restore it, well, not fully restore it, right? But, refurbishing, get it running, get it looking nice again, right? This is just a dream come true. Absolute dream come true. And we did a good job with the Yamaha, right? The Yamaha turned out very well. And I'm excited to see what this will turn out to be. There you go. Get some of that soapy water down the inside there. Now, I will get another container and soak these in soapy water before putting them into the vinegar, because there's also the grease on the inside, right? I just want to try my best and get the grease on the outside loosened up before we do that. And I'll have to do this rinse. We'll have to wash it against after the rinse. After the soak, right? After soaking it in soapy water, we'll rinse it all and wipe it all down again and try our best to get this all cleaned up here. There's only going to be so much we can do right this second, because as we're cleaning it, our hands are getting greasy and re-adding grease. This is awesome. There we go. Got that looking better. Again, got some grease on it, but not the end of the world. We've got 4 sets of these bottoms here. So what we're going to be doing is the 3 sets are going to be put on, right? The nicest one is what we're going to keep. The secondary nicest one is what we'll put on the ones to sell separately so that they get a decent price and actually get bought, even though they're just the forks themselves and they're not perfect, right? Try to make them as good as possible. And then the third best set will be what we put on to sell. And sorry, the worst set is what we'll put on the Honda. The third is going to be what we put on the stuff to sell, and the secondary is what we're going to keep as we're going to try to sell separately, like just fork bottoms, right? So I want to make sure they're really good to have the best chance at selling them. There we go. Not too bad here. Coming along nicely. Got half of them done so far. And again, I'm gonna get a container and I'm gonna soak these in soapy water. This is just a starting clean, right? Do this and then soak them in soapy water and then do this again. And hopefully after doing it twice, they'll be decently clean and we'll be able to start the de-rusting process. Now, the reason we're soaking them in vinegar isn't just to save time on sanding and sandpaper, but it's also because if we look on the inside here, let's see if I can, right? On the inside, I don't know how, you can't really see much, but there's spacers and bushings that keep everything aligned properly. And unfortunately, all that stuff is stuck. So from rust, I'm really hoping that the soapy water will be able to help break some of that down and the grease so that the vinegar can then get in there and do the cleaning and hopefully get everything loosened up enough and the rust gone enough so that we can get the spacers and bushings out. And then we can get whatever's best, right? We'll keep. And then I have been able to find some new bushings online on eBay for like 20 bucks a piece or something like that. Unfortunately, I did see a full set for like the same price, and unfortunately I didn't buy it the second I saw it, and it sold within an hour. But that's okay. They have more. We can always get more, so not the end of the world. Oh my lord, I'm having trouble keeping the grease off of these when I'm just adding more as I spin it around from my hands. I'm gonna have to barely hold on to it to just have a chance to get this thing clean. We'll just hold on to the dirty top part. There you go, that's gonna be good enough for now. I'm really not, at this point my hand is so dirty, I'm not really doing as much, so. Oh lord, look at this stuff. This is dirty, holy crap. Yeah, that's insane. That's get some of that soapy water. Dang. I wonder how that's gonna come back. Holy crap. That's just rust the entire way. There you go. Last one here. Not really getting as much of the grease off at this point because my hand's being so dirty, but we're getting some of it. We're getting a good majority of it off, and that's what matters. Beautiful. So now I'm just gonna lay these out. All right, so I've just laid them on the ground here so that we can start rinsing them off. Let's see how I'm gonna just have to hold the tripod of the camera. Oh Lord, everything's covered in grease now. We're gonna dump the excess water and I missed that other stuff right there completely. Oh well. There you go. So we've dumped it. Now, I'll be right back in a second, everyone. I'm going to get a container to soak these in. Alrighty, everyone. Now that we've got those fork bottoms put into the bin and they're soaking, we now got to do the same wash, grease, degreasing process to the actual fork tops here. Try and get them all cleaned up. And then after we do this, we can start getting them sanded down and ready for paint. And it won't be very long until the front ends are redone and ready to be put back on. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you're all enjoying the video so far. Hopefully you're all enjoying the progress we're making with them, with the Hondas. Trying my best to make as much progress as possible, as quickly as possible. Try and get these things up and running. Woohoo! Much better. Much better already. These bottoms are going to be a pain in the butt, though. The bottom portions of these forks are going to be put into the vinegar bath as well, so that we can, right just within this little chrome area, so that we can get all the rust out of the inside as well. Because the rust builds up and it makes it pretty difficult to use these things. There we go, looking much better already. Holy. Much better. There we go. Got a lot of the grease off already. Won't take very long now. Hopefully you all have an amazing day and you're all doing well and continuing to push forward. Oh, I know it can be hard, that's for sure. That is for sure. Holy. I wish I could explain a bit more of why I understand that, but I don't know how much I can really explain, but you know, don't drink. Don't let, you know, parents drinking isn't always the best thing. It can be scary sometimes when your parents drink a bit too much. And after witnessing it firsthand, I just want to say I hope you're all okay out there. It's a scary thing. Beautiful. These things are coming along very nicely. Not really much more I can do just with washing them down here. Now, I'm going to be getting the rest of this done off camera, right? I'm not going to make y'all watch me washing all of them. But this is basically what the process is going to be for the other two sets of forks as well. And then once they're done, we will do, you know, this is going to be all for this video, right? This video is just explain, you know, an update video and trying to make a little bit of progress. And in a future video, we'll do the actual painting and sanding and redo them. There we go. Looking good. Looking very good. Beautiful. I like that. Cleaning up very nicely here. There you go. honestly, I don't think there's really much more grease I could get off of here. I got the grease, like there's a tiny little bit of grease in the threads here, but I'm gonna be re-greasing it, right? I'm not 100% worried about getting every last bit of grease, but there you go. Not too shabby. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm happy with that. For a first wash here, right? This is just the first wash, right? I'll have to wash it a couple times to get all the grease off, but for a first wash, we got most of the grease off. And each time we do it, we'll get more and more. So, very pleased with the first one. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you've all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and to comment with your favorite part. All right, well, there you go. That's going to be the end of this one, everyone. We got the fork boots set up in the Home Depot bin. We got the tops washed off camera. I'll get the rest done, and we'll get that started. We're just making some progress, right? Update video. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everyone. Have an amazing day.